Hi, Henry Byer here with Strong for Life. In this video, you'll be learning how to do the Kettlebell Sumo Deadlift. Now, you can also use a dumbbell for doing this deadlift as well. But I have kettlebells for demonstration purposes here. Let me just swing this kettlebell around. Now, the sumo deadlift, one thing that makes the sumo deadlift is that the hands come down inside your knees. A conventional deadlift has your hands outside your knees, like this. So for one, just know that the kettlebell or the dumbbell is going to sit in between your feet. And then, once you've developed enough strength, and if you can take, with very large dumbbells, you can take this lift up to a high weight. And then once you reach there, you're ready to go with a barbell deadlift exercise, if need be. So, don't want to give you a lot of instruction because actually your sort of basic understanding of lifting something off of the ground will help you with the deadlift because that's all you're doing. One key component of using the kettlebell or a dumbbell is you want the weight to be placed in between your ankles. So when you line up, you step up to it and you just line the weight up in between your ankles and your hips, and you just need to give yourself enough room with your legs so that you can squat down and grab the handle of the kettlebell or the end of the dumbbell with your arms comfortably in between your legs. And then you just stand up. And then you put the weight back down to where it was and repeat. The weight goes back to where it started from each rep. And you'll notice that just by squatting down, grabbing the weight, lifting your chest, tightening your back, you will get into a nice position to lift from. It doesn't require a lot of cueing here for that reason, because you're just lifting something off of the ground and doing it in a natural way. So you kind of bend over, grab the implement by the handle as a kettlebell or by the end of the dumbbell, get yourself situated, squeeze your back, and stand up. There are two things to think about, to remember. Well, there's actually three other things to think about besides having the weight in between your ankles. You want to maintain a neutral spine. So you want your spine to stay in this neutral position, basically this straight position. You don't want to be bending over in your spine. So that's one thing to think about. So when you get down there, you could probably, you have to imagine you're lifting a super heavy weight. You wouldn't lift 100 pounds off the ground like this. You'd pull yourself down into it to lift up, to give yourself the best advantage for lifting. So that will help with that straight spine. The next thing is you imagine there's a line that's running just in front of the heels of your feet, right? You want to be pushing through that line. Front edge of the heel of your feet, just push down, push away from the ground. Or it's almost as if you're pushing the ground away from you. Boom. Front edge of the heel of your feet. And then the last component to think about is you want to move, everything moves. The weight, your hips, your shoulders, your knees, all move simultaneously and together. A common mistake is for the hips to drive up and then to lift. That puts a lot more pressure on your lower back. By everything moving simultaneously, you're coordinating the movement. And that's what you want to do. Now, for some of you, you may not have the range of motion yet to lift the kettlebell up off the ground. But there's an easy fix for that. you can grab some sort of box that's sturdy enough to hold the weight. Place the weight on top of the box, like so. Stand with it in between your legs, just similarly. Again, drop down so your hand is on the handle or holding the end of the dumbbell. Figure out the position that seems the best to pull from and lift up. Just like that. And definitely be conservative with that. Think about maintaining that neutral spine and give yourself a little wiggle room there. This is from the side. You see, everything moves together. Shoulders, hips, knees, all moving together. The weight too. And that there is the sumo deadlift. Tremendous lift to start learning how to deadlift with. And it's a safe lift as well because you don't need spotters. You can just, if thing's too heavy, you just let it go. Let it bounce on the floor. So that's it for the sumo deadlift. If you have any questions, please let me know. And thanks again for watching the video.